Welcome to the Author Spotlight Show, a platform dedicated to celebrating remarkable women who share their purpose and their passion to make a difference in this world. My name is Gail Watson. I'm founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association, a global community of women who use their voice to powerfully inspire others. Today, we're talking about a brand new book that's out, Voices of the 21st Century, Women Empowered through Passion and Purpose. This book features extraordinary women from various backgrounds and walks of life who share how their message has merged from their life experience. With passion and purpose, these stories inspire readers to embrace their own power, break barriers, and create a better future. These women are a testament to the strength and collective voice of women in shaping in the world in which they envision. So today we meet co-author of Voices of the 21st Century, Women Empowered Through Passion and Purpose, who is who will share a conversation about if how our impact really does have an effect far that goes. So please join me in welcoming Charmaine Hammond.
Thank you. Hi, Gail. Good to be here.
Good to connect with you. I love what you're talking about. You're talking your title of your story is The Ripple Effect of
Mm,
Passion and Purpose. This
yeah.
book is about women empowered, sharing their passion and purpose. And I love how you just take it that next step in where these stories actually go and what difference do they make. So let's talk about what inspired you to share your story.
Mm. Such a good question. You and I have talked about this a lot over the years that stories really connect people. They really, really do. And as an author and a speaker, I use stories in everything I do because I find that that's what people remember. That's what people talk about. And I don't know about you, but when I hear other people's stories, I get inspired. It's like that ripple effect. And I know I always remember the very first time I was in one of the Voices of the 21st Century books, and you were sharing with all of the authors just before the launch what it's like for you reading all of those stories from the authors, and it's inspiring. And that's part of what happens for me is that the stories of other people inspire me to do things in the world. So it really does create a ripple effect, in my opinion.
Well, you share a very specific story about a young boy,
Yeah.
and it wasn't only the impact that you had on him, it was the impact he had on you.
Yes, yes, so true. This little guy, and it was, I think, one of my very favorite chapters to write because even now, when I think about this little elementary school age boy, I can picture him in my mind, a little bright orange shirt that he had on. But his actions really inspired me. We were speaking at his school. My dog Toby and I and my husband Chris were there, and it was like he had something to tell me, and he kept sliding this little paper forward to me. And as the end of the presentation, I had an opportunity to speak with him, and he let me know he wanted to be a real author just like me. And there was kind of a moment of like excitement, and then I had it was a real reminder about, wow, how we show up really matters. I was there doing a presentation talking about my children's book, but not having given that much thought to what this was like to be a 7-year-old in a class listening to an author. And that really actually hit home for me, Gail. It reminded me every time I show up after that to really be thinking about the impact that our presence has on other people. The impact he had on me was huge, was absolutely huge.
I love that. It is a good reminder because sometimes we can be just on that autopilot
Yeah.
and we
Yeah,
might be showing up, but are we showing up present?
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. You
So,
know,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna add too, Gail, when I had the conversation with this young student, what really surfaced for me was that here he was in elementary school, so excited about his future, telling me everything he's going to do in his future and all his big BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals that in elementary school. And it just reminded me of the importance of having dreams, that it's important to not only have dreams, but as adults in children's lives in whatever capacity. Mine was just as a visiting author that day at their school, but to help them with their dreams. So I remember going and talking to the guidance counselor and the principal, and I even phoned up Barnes and Noble. I had a contact at Barnes and Noble in the community where he lived, and I said, we need to help this young person get published. And so connected them with the family. And I'm pretty certain that one day we'll be all watching one of his movies or reading his trilogy of books that are bestsellers.
I love that. That is inspiring. And you talk about the dreaming,
Mhm.
and that's an art that we have as kids. And somewhere along the line, we stop dreaming, or our dreams are put aside, or our voices tell us they're not achievable. What I
Mhm.
love about you, you actually have a company that it's called Raise a Dream. Why don't we talk a little bit about that, what you're doing
Sure.
there?
Well, based on what you said, Gail, that was a really big motivator for us to open up Raise a Dream, that we were seeing people that had big dreams, whether it was writing a book or bringing a business to life or anything, really big dreams. And it didn't matter if they were business or personal, but we were seeing people that weren't raising their dreams. And I remember having some conversations once in a group setting with some people, and I could just feel the deflation, like people feeling deflated that their dream had not come to life. That was really the inspiration for us to take my knowledge and experience in collaboration and sponsorship and marketing and put all that together to create a business to help people raise their dreams. And we looked at, where do people get stuck? You were talking about that a few minutes ago, like where their dreams don't get brought to life. And we found that often it's that people don't know the next step, they don't know how to do this alone, or they don't have the money and the resources to bring the dream to life. And so that's why we decided, let's create an organization, let's create a company and services that help people push past those three barriers.
That's terrific. That's very satisfying. And I personally know people that I've spoken with that uh, are so inspired by you
Mm,
in you breaking those barriers so that they can dream. I mean, that's really the
mm,
first step, is to really acknowledge that our dreams do matter.
mhm.
They're who we are. And I
Yeah.
love it that you're really the fuel to their fire. Like, you know?
Well, and when I look at the book cover behind you, like that book cover just is really about passion and purpose. I can see that with the heart, and then it's sort of like this enlightenment. And that's one of the things that I really love about being part of the Voices of the 21st Century book community with all of the different authors over the years, is that in those books and in this book, there will be so many stories of people who have pushed past barricades or tough situations in life. And it's a book that really has something for everyone. I've seen that with every edition of this book. And just when I think every possible topic or story could be shared, there's a new one in one of the books. So I am really excited about the launch of this in 2024.
Same here. And you are terrific. I just have to acknowledge you are a terrific inspiration on the authors who go through this experience, because it is the generosity of your knowledge, your wisdom, your training, your skill that really inspire those authors to realize their dream in that next step.
Mm,
So I want to really, really
thank you.
thank you for that. Yes, you are full of passion. You are full of purpose. I love you're in your lane. You're in your track, and you make things happen. You're amazing. Um, so where can we go to get a copy of your book? Is it on your website? Can we just DM you? What?
Yes, you can message me on any of the social media platforms, Raise a Dream. You can go to raiseadream.com, reach out to me by email. You will find me.
She doesn't hide. Let me tell you. Thanks so much, Charmaine. Thanks
Thank you,
for
Gail.
really sharing your heart with so many people.
Uh,
It's you're probably in the tens and or hundreds of thousands of people whose lives you've touched and inspired with all the speaking that you do all over. And how many books do you have now?
Well, 5 of my own, and then featured. This book makes featured in book number 12. So 12 books that I'm featured or participant in as a
Ah,
collaborative author, which is super cool. Yes,
all right.
yes,
And uh, and a movie producer.
yeah, yeah. Back home again, an animated film about some of the wildfires that happened in Canada in 2016, and I had the honor and privilege to be an executive producer of this film. And again, that's a project of passion. It became my purpose, still is my purpose. And I think that's always the thing I want to leave people with, that when there's something in your life that makes you want to put your running shoes on and get moving, or where you can't focus on other things because this is just bubbling up inside you with excitement or a need to do something to bring this to life, it's sort of like go find the people who can be your community and bring it to life, whether that's a book, a chapter in a book, or some other kind of project.
Those are excellent words of wisdom to leave us on. Is to go find our tribe, to go find our
Yeah,
community, to go find people who will support and promote and help us
exactly.
along the way. You are
Exactly.
awesome. I always just feel so blessed to be able to be in your world, to have you in my world, just
Oh,
to be able to connect because you're an amazing, amazing person.
oh, thank you, Gail.
So so thank you very much. And I'd like to thank our listeners today for joining us. And wherever you are in this world, we want to wish you a great day.